So if you look at we have this home page, right? So for
Mm-hmm.
this home page, we have to create one class.
Okay.
Okay,
So for each page in the application, we will be creating the uh,
class.
page object.
Yeah, class, one Java class we create. Okay.
Okay.
And why do we create one Java class? Because we want to separate things of each page into one class. Okay. So let's say in this page, you're testing like all categories link or biography link or these things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you will be keeping all these, whatever you're testing on this page, you will be keeping in one class.
Okay.
Okay.
In this page itself, can I break them into classes, or is it like
No, no,
everything on
no.
this page should go into?
Everything on this page go to one class. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say you go to login page. That will be one more page. If you go to register, whenever you change the screen, that is like one more page like that. Okay.
Okay.
If I
Okay.
go to card screen, this is one more page.
Okay.
Now let's go to home page and let's create like login page, sign up page, register page. Okay. It's not needed. You need to create all the classes at once. I'm just creating here for demonstration purpose. Login page. Okay. Then
Okay.
we have a register page.
Whatever you are using is Eclipse or IntelliJ?
Eclipse I'm using, but it's the
Eclipse. Oh,
same.
okay.
It's
Okay.
the same thing. I will also switch to IntelliJ. Register page. And then what else we have? Cart to add to cart page, right? So we have cart page. Okay. So we will create one shopping cart page. Okay. So firstly, I mean, here, when I say page object model, here we won't be writing any test code. Okay. Here we just write methods, functionalities, we declare elements and all.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the very first thing that you need to do is in the home page, whatever you're testing, you need to keep all those elements. Let's say in this home page, I want to verify this such okay such box. Now,
Okay.
what I will be doing is I will be inspecting the element of the search. So here we have area label as such, or we have this placeholder. We can use this placeholder, and we can say input placeholder equals like this. Okay, I
Okay.
got the match. I'll copy this. I will firstly we have to declare the elements that we want to test. Okay,
Mm.
so I'll be writing like by. You have to write like this by. Then you have to write like such input such input. Okay, equals by dot. In this case, we are using CSS selector. I mean, I have written CSS selector, so that's why I'm using this CSS selector. This is how you need to declare the elements. This is
Okay.
just a variable name, and you have to say like whatever the locator strategy that you want to use, you have to say that locator strategy, and you have to write the locator there.
Okay. Now
Okay.
I'm going to the basic question. We have used XPath, right? So how do you know this input
No, I
placeholder
didn't. I didn't
is?
use it. This is CSS.
Yeah, that's what. How do you differentiate? Well, is it
So this
there
is
in
C.
the here?
See, I told you, do you remember, like in the beginning, if you see forward slash, and if you see at the rate, then it is called XPath. How do you
Okay. Okay.
differentiate is, if you see forward slash, and at the rate like that, then it is called XPath.
Hmm.
That's how you differentiate XPath and CSS.
This input. Can you highlight this the input placeholder search box?
Hmm. Look at the placeholder here.
Okay, placeholder. Okay,
Hmm.
we are okay. We are just taking one of the location identifier, and then we can either can we use this in a XPath the placeholder
Yeah, we
instead
can
of
use. You
okay,
have
okay.
to just write forward slash in the
Okay, that's what I
subject.
want to ask. How do we identify that, to put it in CSS or XPath?
Huh. That's what you need to use this for. I mean, if you see when I'm writing a locator, if you see forward slash, then it is XPath.
Okay,
Okay.
so that's the difference. I can use this placeholder identifier both as CSS or XPath.
Yeah.
Only the
Yeah.
format differs.
Yep,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, got it.
Instead of placeholder, you can use even area label as well, types
Okay.
such as well, like whichever unique
Yeah,
basically.
whichever is unique, we just take it.
We cannot use like these things like area expanded, something like this, because this might be applicable for a couple of other classes, other
Okay.
things as well.
Okay.
So we have to
Yeah.
use like the meaningful things. Clear?
Yeah, got it.
This is, I mean, this is a see. You can write CSS like this as well. You can remove even input as well here. You don't need to mention input as well.
Mm-hmm.
But but the problem is like, let's say if we have one more placeholder for different tag, let's say div, it will match that one as well.
Okay.
So that's why I have specifically mentioned in the input tags. If you find this any placeholder with this one,
Mhm.
you go and find it. Okay,
Okay.
you understood, right? Now let me write few more elements. Let's say I want to test card button. Okay. So initially let's test empty card button. Let's delete it. Now let's go to home page. Now when we click on the empty cart, your shopping cart is empty. That's what we should get. Okay. So let's try to identify this cart button. Span, touch target, button. Okay, we have button. Mm, span, role image, one, false. Let's use something. Let's use this class. Let's see. Span class equals like this. Yeah, it is highlighting card button. Okay. Or else you can use even this mat icon as well. Mat
Okay.
icon. We have this shopping cart button, shopping cart text here. So you can simply say like, oh, we have ID as well here, but it is pointing to the zero. Do you see that zero? It's
Yeah.
pointing to zero. So we can use this text or as well. Like if you want to use text, we cannot use text in the CSS. Okay, so in that cases, what you can do is you have to write like XPath only. We don't
Okay.
have any other way.
When you
Text,
say text in the sense,
uh, text in the sense like we have a lot of shopping cart buttons. So better we when I say text, I mean this one. You see this text.
okay, okay.
This is this text. This text. It's all text, right?
Oh, okay.
In between the tags, if you see something, that is called text. I'm talking about.
Okay. If that is there, we cannot use CSS.
No, no, we can use it, but we cannot write CSS using this text.
Okay.
Okay, and I mean, I'm saying that we can use CSS, but we cannot write CSS locator strategy using this text. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
If we have any other, see, last time we were writing CSS for this, right? So here we might have a text. Okay, here we don't have text, but I mean, for some tags, you will be having text, right?
Yes.
So, but you can use its attributes as well for writing CSS. You don't need to go for text, right? So that's
Okay.
what I'm trying to say. Okay. So if you look at this price filter, I can use class attribute and I can write the CSS or XPath, whatever. Okay, but using this text, I cannot write the CSS thing. Okay, that's a catch. That's why most people use XPath. But
Okay.
CSS is again like very strong one. I mean, very fast compared to XPath. Okay.
Okay.
Now we were trying to find this card button, right? Sorry, let's quickly find this one. Let me mat icon, shop icon. Um, if I click on this zero as well, it will go here. Okay, so let's click on. We have some good attribute for that zero. Let's use that one. This one. We have ID. Let's use this one. Okay. So if we have ID, in case of CSS, we do write hash and we do just paste it like this. Okay. Or else one more way of writing it is span. I told you, right? Like ID like this. You have like this also you can write just before we written right this one here.
Yeah, yes.
So I'll be writing by cart button equals to by dot CSS again. Okay.
Yeah. So I have a question. Here under pages, you have homepage, login, register, shopping, right?
Yeah.
Let's say for each sprint, you will create these pages. So whatever you're testing in that sprint on that homepage, login page, you will just include them, those elements alone.
Yeah. You will be adding. You'll be keep on adding the things to this. Let's say
Okay.
you got an enhancement. You'll be adding few more elements that you want to test.
Okay. So basically, we maintain only now homepage is there, right? So we keep on developing this homepage dot Java, this particular file itself.
Yeah, yeah. If we get any enhancements or updates to the homepage, we'll be updating our code here.
Okay. So finally, whatever is on the homepage, the entire thing will be in this class.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you don't develop a new one for the next Scrum.
No, no, no. You don't need to.
Okay. Okay.
It adds. I mean, there's nothing like
Yeah,
if
even
you
if you develop the okay, got it. Yeah.
yeah. After it's a code, right? Yeah, we can write anyway, but this is a people follow some standards, right? So that's all.
Okay.
Let me find like one last thing. Login button we have button login. Let's use this mat tooltip button mat tool tip equals login. Okay, let's use this one. That's all. I mean, for assume like for this page we are testing only these three things. Okay,
Okay.
even because we cannot write all of it, right? Now, now we have declared our elements. Okay. Now, what is the next thing we have to? Um, let's say sometimes you may need to access these elements in other classes as well.
Mhm.
Okay. In that cases, you have to if you mention like public static, it will be easy for them to access it.
Okay.
Or else you don't need to mention static as well, but just mention public. Okay.
Yeah. That static, when you use static, we saw in the first initial classes.
So when you use static, right? You can call the variables of the class using its class name.
Okay. Oh, got yeah, got it. Mm.
If I
No
don't
need to
just,
define a separate object for that.
we have to create like home page obj is equal to new home page.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we have like obj dot such in like that.
Okay.
Okay. Then what is the next thing we have to do? We have to create some functionalities for these things. Okay.
Okay.
Public void enter such input so that uh, whoever wants to deal with this such input, they don't need to call this variables and all. They will be simply calling this method and they'll be using it. Okay.
Okay.
String input. Let's say such input. Anything you can write. Okay. Any variable then you can write here. Okay. Now I will say like driver dot. See, you see, we are not getting the driver here, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
what we need to do for this one, we have to do some activity that I will explain. Let's create our functionalities. Okay. Public void click card button. Okay. You have to follow camelcation so that it looks neat when somebody looks at your screen. Okay. Now, what else? Public void. For each element, I suggest generally to create one method. Okay. I will tell you the reason why you need to do so. Click login button. Okay. All done.
Yeah.
And let's say if you want to use all these three things in a method, one single method, like See, we have a login functionality, right? Wherein we enter username, password, and login. So you don't want user to call like username one element. I mean, for username one method, password one method, and for login button one method. Okay, you don't want user to call three methods for logging in. Okay, in that case, what you can do is you can simply say public void login. Okay, and you can
Okay.
write. You can call all the methods. Like we might, if let's say if I have username one username element here. I will be creating username enter username method, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, we are going to do this one, but in other class we will be doing. Now public void enter password. I'm gonna separate this code, okay? No, don't worry. Now enter password. So this one, these are the three methods. It will go here. It will go to login page, right?
Yeah.
We have not declared the elements. We'll declare it. Okay, don't worry. And send. See now, when somebody wants to click login. One second, let's see if it is login or what. It's a login only. Okay, it's login element. Login button. Okay.
Okay.
Now, when I want to call these things, I don't want them to call like username, password, login. These three things that I don't want them to repeat in the
Mm-hmm.
test cases. So you can just give this login functionality so that they can just simply call this one method and it will get done their duty. Okay, you understand? Here we have to call these methods again. Enter username. Okay, and we have to
Okay.
pass some. Again, you here also you give some inputs like username, string, password. Okay, and pass that username to here. Okay, now likewise
Okay.
you call other methods as well, which you declared in this class. Enter password, password. Okay. Now what else you declare this login button also you call it here. So that
Mm-hmm.
in the test cases, rather calling these three methods, they will be calling only login method.
Okay.
And why we have created this individually is, let's say you have not created these three methods. You have created all of it in one, like
Mm-hmm.
login.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens, like you want to test only like inputting enter username. Okay, inputting enter username and you want to click login button. So how do you handle this scenario? You cannot handle this scenario because assume like we don't have all of it. Okay, you have given them this login functionality. Okay, and they'll be using this login functionality for login. That is fine. Now
Mm-hmm.
let's say, I mean, here you might be writing some code like driver.find element, and you'll be writing like this. I'll explain all this thing.
Okay.
And you might be setting like username, password, and all. Now, but the problem here is like they cannot call individual methods and they cannot test like they can only test like login, but they
Mm-hmm.
cannot like enter username and click login, enter password and click login. Those scenarios they cannot verify, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
Because here we
Okay.
are entering both username and password, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of scenarios you cannot handle if you write everything in one method. If you write everything like this in one method, by dot sorry, by dot name or whatever. If you write everything in one method, they cannot do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they will be missing few scenarios. They have to again duplicate the code.
Okay.
You'll be writing generally like this. Okay, here you will be writing like this.
Okay.
Dot click. You'll be writing like this, right? Now you
Yeah.
see this one. They cannot handle the scenarios which I told now. But for each thing, if you have kept it in like this, they can
Mm-hmm.
handle it, right? Now they don't have any problem. I mean, they can call this individual methods in that
Mm-hmm.
case.
Yeah.
But if you have not created this individual methods, if you have grouped all the elements, if you have written all your driver.find elements in one single method, that's a harm for them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they have to again repeat the code, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Okay.
Okay, so those kind of things will happen. So it's suggested for each element we create one method.
Okay.
Okay, so this logging class we will fix it. I will come to that. So here we are dealing with it, right? And I'm saying like we are not getting this driver one, right? So how we will fix it is you have to write public and you have to write one constructor basically here. Okay,
Okay.
and you also declare one variable here. You can say web driver. Okay, import
Okay.
this web driver and once you import the web driver, here also you have to write the same web driver.
Okay.
Now you have to say like this dot driver. I will explain you what is it. Driver equal to driver. Okay, now this dot driver pointing to this one. This driver pointing to here. You can give different name as well. If you feel like confusing, you can give different name as well. Okay. So this driver, in test classes, right, what we will do is, let's say this is my test. Assume like this is my test. Now I'll be creating object like this, home page, home equals new home page. Okay. Now I will be getting driver from the base test. From base test, I will be getting my driver. Or in that matter, like in our case, it is driver management. So from driver management, when we extend the driver management class, right? So we are going to get the driver variable to this class as well. The same driver variable, we are sending it here to this home page.
Okay.
You do you feel any confusion here?
Mm,
See, the thing is, in the last class we discussed like driver management and all, wherein
uh-huh.
we have extended driver management here, and you
Mm-hmm.
see like we have written some code like we have called the URL and we have went to
Yes.
here.
Uh-huh. Yes.
It means like after we extended this driver management, then only we were able to get the driver here, right? I mean, in
Yes.
this class.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The same driver I'm saying, let's pass it to homepage class. Homepage home
Okay.
is equal to new homepage. Why we need to pass the same driver? Because if you don't pass the same driver, it might open some different driver.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
you're maintaining the sync. It's like you're maintaining the sync. Okay. I mean, the same driver only, the same Chrome only, you're using everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. Firstly, Chrome will open, then it will go to this URL, then it will that's the same driver instance you're passing to this home page, and it will go to this home page, and it will come here, and this driver will be setting to this driver variable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this driver will have the value, and this driver we are going to use here. We'll be saying like driver dot find element, and what we want to test, we in this case we want to test the card button, right? So let's. Oh, sorry, this is such input. Huh? Okay. So we are testing this one, right? So we'll be saying send case input. So driver, you need to understand how the driver is coming. A driver is coming from the driver management to this particular class. Okay, this test
Okay.
class. From the test class, the same driver we are sending it to home page. Whatever the
Okay.
driver we are getting, we are sending it to home page like this. We have declared the constructor. That's why we have declared one constructor
Okay. which
which accepts one driver variable. If I don't declare this constructor, okay, if I don't declare this constructor, now now I cannot send the driver variable to this class. You see, it is giving me error.
Okay. Okay.
You have to create one constructor with web driver like this. Make sense?
Yeah.
That driver we are assigning it to this I mean this driver variable. Okay. So we are saying like this dot driver means it is pointing to this driver, and we are assigning the value of this driver to. So actually it is nothing but this driver to value is nothing but whatever you have tested, whatever you have set in the base test. Like if it is like Chrome driver, it will be something like this.
Okay.
If it is Firefox, it will be new Firefox driver like that. Okay. So that the same thing we are assigning here. Then after once we have that instance for the Chrome driver or Firefox driver, we can we can call all these things. I mean, we are using the same
Okay.
driver actually.
So when you're writing the constructor, it is same like the method only, right? How
Constructor
do
is a method. Okay. Constructor is like constructor name will be same as class name. Okay.
okay.
Constructor can have parameters and constructor cannot have parameters as well. There are two
Okay.
types of constructors. One is like no argument constructor and other one is argument constructor. You
Okay.
can declare any arguments here.
Hmm.
You can even write like string name like that. Okay.
So it'll have the same name as the class name.
Yeah, it's a constructor or yeah, constructor name will be same name as class name.
Okay.
Okay. And we are declaring, see, if I write here string name and if
Mm-hmm.
I say string here, now I have to pass string only here. I should not pass driver. I should pass some string only.
Okay.
Okay. Now sorry, yeah. Now this driver will have what? Karthik.
Okay. Now if you
Okay.
pass, it will default. The driver management, we wrote it to default to Chrome.
No, no. See. Uh, Understand this one. Here I have set like string name is equal to Karthik. That Karthik we are assigning it to a driver.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I call this, and if I want to print that uh, driver value, I'll be getting Karthik as output
Mm-hmm.
when somebody call this method, right? Because we are passing Karthik right here,
Okay. Okay.
this one. It will go to and it will get assigned. Now here name will be what? Karthik. Okay, name will be Karthik. The
Okay.
same name we are saying like we are this value we are assigning it to this dot driver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now this dot driver is equals to Karthik. Okay. Now nothing but here it will driver will have value Karthik. Okay. Now the same driver when we print it we will get output as Karthik.
Okay.
Now here observe here. See this driver will have one value. Okay. What is the value of driver here? If it is Chrome, if it is Chrome, it will be having like new Chrome driver, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the properties we have set, right? In the properties file we have set like browser is equal to Chrome, something like that, right?
Yes.
So if it is Chrome, driver will have the new Chrome driver. If it is Firefox, something else. Okay, now what I'm saying, the driver you pass it to this home page. Okay, now once you pass it to home page, here you have to what should be the type if you have send it as driver. I mean, if you have sent driver, the type should be web driver or
Driver.
you should be you can if you know I mean if you know you're always passing Chrome driver, you can write Chrome driver.
Okay.
But we don't know. I mean, we have made it such a way, um, like our driver can be either Firefox or Chrome or anything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So see, the thing is, WebDriver is a parent interface basically. WebDriver is like WebDriver can store any it can store any Chrome or it can store any Firefox. It can store anything basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it can store even Firefox. It can store Edge driver. It can store anything basically. That's why. But if you write here only Chrome driver, it can handle only Chrome driver, right? Yes or no?
Yeah. Okay.
It can, now I cannot write it here like Firefox. It will give me error if I write
Mm-hmm.
Firefox driver.
Okay.
That's why what we are doing is in we are not mentioning any particular driver name here. We are mentioning generic web driver here. Okay, web driver can handle any of these drivers. Okay,
Okay.
And here I'm saying driver, and I'm saying like this dot driver is equal to driver. Okay,
Okay.
you can mention if you feel like confusing, you can
No,
mention
no.
here.
So far good.
Okay. See, for this you need to understand. All you need to learn is two concepts here in Java: inheritance, polymorphism. Polymorphism. Okay, these are the two concepts I'm naming here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, now let's discuss the same thing one more time. I mean, I will tell you. Last time I have explained you with string name, right? Now I will explain you with this driver. Now, what will be the driver value? New Chrome driver, right? See, here in the driver management, we said like, okay, if the browser value is like Chrome, then we will be setting Chrome driver. If it is Firefox, we'll be setting Firefox driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
If such, we'll be setting Edge driver. By default, it will be Chrome driver. Okay.
Yeah.
So depending on the browser value. Now once this method gets executed, this will be having some value, right? Like Chrome
Mm-hmm.
driver or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since it is public, what we did, we have extended this class to here. Okay. So since it is public, the driver variable is public. Okay, this is public, right? So we were able to access it here. I mean, we can able to access it here, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Since driver is having this instant, then that's why we were able to call all this like get, find element, everything, isn't it? Right? If driver is not having this new Chrome driver or new Firefox driver, we cannot use all this thing. It will give us null pointer exception, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now the same driver, what we're doing, we are passing it to home page now. Okay. Now, okay, it will come here. And what is the value of this driver to here? New Chrome driver, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if there's any confusion here. Okay. The driver, we are passing it to here. And now the driver is coming and storing in this particular variable. Okay. Now driver2 is equals to this Chrome driver. And now here driver will have new Chrome driver,
Mm-hmm.
because we said like driver is equal to driver2, right? Which means driver2, what is the value of driver2? New Chrome driver.
Mm-hmm.
So which means here driver will have value new Chrome driver internally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, clear? So now see, if we have the instance like this, then only we can call all the methods like driver dot find element, all these things. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we cannot call. Okay.
Okay.
Here, what is the such input you want to deal with, right? So such input dot send keys, and we have written one argument. Why we have written this argument is so that user can pass any input when they call this method. Okay. If we have not passed this input and if we have hard coded it, they cannot reuse it, isn't it? For different
Yeah.
inputs.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the next thing? Card button, right? So let's copy the same thing and let's write find element. Now I will be saying dot click. Okay.
Okay.
And I have to change what? Card button. Okay. Now what is the next thing? Login button. Likewise, you have to declare all the things that you want to. All done. This is our first class is ready. Okay. Our
Okay.
first class is ready. Now let's go to our test case. Let's go to our test file and let's try to use it here. Okay. So we have created the home page object. Okay, like this. And we have passed the driver variable to this
Mm-hmm.
home page class so that this home page class can use the this driver, and it can perform all the actions whatever we call. Like let's say if I call click login button, it will go and click the login button. You understand?
Okay. I'm getting confused between from which page which calls.
Yes, yes, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, I will explain. Okay. So you know this object creation, right? Home page,
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
editor.
Mm-hmm.
So using this object, we're calling all the methods basically
Okay.
here.
So this is your test file, actual test
This is
file,
my
right?
test. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you can let me change this test case to. I mean, you have to give some proper names as well. Okay. Oh, where is this? Huh? Refactor, source. Oh, I forgot where it is.
Refactor is now right below that. So
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So you have to give proper names as well. Homepage test. Okay. Here you have to
okay,
give all the home. You have to write all the homepage test cases. Okay. So I'm writing like public void verify login button in homepage, something like this. You don't need to mention in homepage because you're already in homepage class. Okay? So or else like you can call like you can do anything basically. So now I have clicked the login button. Let's run it. Okay. You see, it went to this site and oh, it was very quick, but yeah, it got passed. Okay.
okay.
Let me add one thread dot sleep so you can see shell dot off seconds. Like, let me run one more time. There's some problem with this Java version. Let me run one more time. You see, it will click login button. Do you see? Now, the beauty of this one is like you can, let's say if you want to call the login button in one more class, I mean one more method. Let's say you're testing in one more test case. You can call it. I mean, you just need to create instance and you just need to call the method. You don't need to write again. You don't need to declare element. You don't need to duplicate the things basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let's say you can use this login button method in 100 places. Okay, tomorrow
Okay.
if there is some change to the login button, you'll be simply going to this home page and you'll be simply updating the locator of login button and you'll be simply changing the code here. But the test code doesn't change, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
This
understand?
is the home page. Okay. Home page.
Home
Home
page,
page test. Okay.
home page. Here we maintain all our functionalities like declaring elements. We will write our functionalities and all those functionalities we'll be calling in our test cases.
Yeah. This homepage dot Java is what you mentioned as page object.
Page object, yeah,
Okay.
page.
So on
Okay.
this homepage test,
Huh. On this home page
so this
test,
is one of the tests. If I have to write another test, I'll give the annotation and I'll write my next
one
set
more
of
test.
test.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So we will write it. Okay, no worries. Let's write one more test like public void verify such input. Okay. And what else we have? One more is like we have written locator for what? Card button. No? Verify card button. Okay. Card button. Okay. Let me get rid of. You ignore all these things. Huh? Let me remove all of it. Now it looks neat. Okay. Right? It looks neat right now. Let me know if there's any confusion, okay? I'm making it all neat now. Now we will write this is how it should be now. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Let me paste it here. Now here I'll be verifying my card thing. So I can again simply copy this thing and I can do home dot click card button. Okay. We haven't written the verification here. We'll write the verification. We haven't written that session. We'll do that. Okay.
Okay.
Home dot what? Click enter such input, right? So you can see here we can test with different inputs. Like you can call the same method multiple times, and you can test it with different inputs, isn't it? Like here you can say like what we can search here. Let's say I want to search like Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. Okay, so I can test with different input. That's why I have given. That's why I have mentioned the arguments there in this search input. Do you see here? We have mentioned the argument here. That's why.
Yeah. It is.
Now the same input is passed to the search input field. Okay. Now I can test with different inputs actually. Like now I can, and one more thing we need to do here is we can clear it basically so that people can use it again. Once we done the operation, uh, we can say like dot clear. Firstly, let's clear the input and then we enter something. That's what I'm trying to say here. Okay. Now let's say we can search different input. Now we can search for one more input. Let's close it and let's say JK Rowling, JK, a coat of mist. Oh, okay. Now
Okay.
if I run this one, right, we'll see like it will enter two inputs. You see, it was very quick. But did you notice that it was very quick? We'll add that wait. But yeah, I mean, you got see the thing how it's going is we have a driver, okay, coming from driver management.
Mm-hmm.
The driver you're passing it to home page test, okay. You're passing it should be like you have a driver in this driver management. This driver you're passing it to home page test, okay. Sorry. Let's not do this way. I will
It's
explain
okay. You
you.
can just explain. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
this is
when
the
we are
driver
passing
management.
here,
See, first thing, this is how execution starts. When I run my test case, right, I will explain you the flow, okay? When I run any test case here, the first thing, it check, we have inheritance, right? So it will
mm-hmm.
always go to the parent class.
Okay.
Actually, do you remember last time I have told you how inheritance works? So
Yeah.
when we extend some class, it is indirectly all this code, all this
Mm-hmm.
piece of code, you have it here, basically.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what I told you. Now, when I say run button, we said before method, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means this is going to get called, isn't it? It's gonna do all the driver instantiation and all, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes or no? Now we will have the driver and driver will have some variable value, right? Like this new Chrome driver or
Mm-hmm.
new Edge driver or new Firefox driver, right? The same driver, you are passing it to home page.
Okay.
Once we call the URL, we are passing it to home page.
Okay.
Okay. See, if I don't instantiate and if I don't pass, I mean if I don't instantiate and if I pass simply driver variable, right? What happens? It will give null pointer exception.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, since we have this instance called Chrome driver instance, we are passing that Chrome driver instance, and that Chrome driver instance getting assigned to this one. And since we have this Chrome driver instance, we don't get any issue when we call these methods here. I mean, when we call these methods, it will simply use that Chrome driver instance and will find the such input. It will clear and it will send. It will do send case and all when we call any method. Okay,
Okay.
you have. I mean, see, you
Can
have
you
to
run this test? Okay. When you run this test, since we passed the driver, it's going to go to the home page.
home page. Okay, and it will go to home page basically, and it will get assigned to this one.
Yeah.
This driver
Okay.
variable
And
we are
then with that,
using.
we are calling all this, so it will go to
Yeah.
search the input and okay.
So now when we say like login button, it will happily work because the driver already has some instantiation.
Mm-hmm.
Without
Yeah.
instantiation, it will not work, right?
Yes. Yes. Got it.
That's the main thing. Okay. Here you just need to understand this constructor. That's all.
Okay.
So this so this driver two will have a new Chrome driver, the same new Chrome driver. I'm saying like this draw driver equal to driver two, which means this draw driver all this pointing to this one, this variable. Okay,
Okay.
which will be on the top. So it will be having new Chrome driver.
Yeah.
See here, I cannot I mean I cannot write like this, right? I cannot write it here like this. That's not how it works in Java. We have to store it in some variable and we have to assign that variable to whatever variable. We cannot directly assign the values. We cannot directly send the values like this. Like here, I cannot send new Chrome driver like that. Okay, we can only pass the variables with values.
Okay.
We can only pass the variables. So the driver variable we are passing here, and this driver variable will have new Chrome driver instance. Okay, that new Chrome driver instance getting assigned to this particular variable. Okay, this particular variable, and this variable again we are assigning it to this driver variable, which we declared on the top here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Now I'm getting it.
so it's
Uh,
like now let me remove it. Okay, here it is not needed. These things. I'm just for demonstration purpose. When we do inheritance, internally it will be like this. You don't need to mention explicitly again. Okay. When
yeah.
we do
Okay.
inheritance, it will get all the code.
Okay. So right now we are dealing only with like two, three tests and pages, right? So for a
Now,
company where you're working, there'll be tons of them, right? So how do we know, identify mm, easily,
see,
like,
uh, I didn't get like if you, what do you want to identify?
right now we have only three pages. So we have the home page test. So we can
Huh.
easily identify, this.
They'll
We are
be
writing the constructor based on.
they'll be using like this only, right? They'll be writing like home page. So you can just go and check their code. Like you can control click and you can check like home page. Okay, what all element they have declared, what all methods they have declared, and you can
Oh,
check like
oh,
that.
how did you come from control?
Control click you have to
Control
do, right?
click. Okay, okay.
So
Okay,
even
no.
I guess it is same in the IntelliJ as well. Okay,
Okay,
same thing. You can go anywhere like by just clicking control click anywhere. Even if you
okay,
want to check the um, Selenium code as well. Selenium is you can just click on this WebDriver. You will check. You can check their code like this. You see. So WebDriver is an interface. Okay. You can learn about interface concept as interface will have abstract methods. Abstract
mhm,
methods means methods which doesn't have implementation.
okay,
Okay, so this WebDriver is the one which is having all the abstract methods. Abstract methods mean nothing but it's like a you're just telling like okay, I want house, I want a kitchen, I want a hall, I want a bedroom, two bedroom. So they will be just you'll be just you're just telling the plan basically.
mm-hmm,
Okay, but here also you can see they are just telling like okay, there should be one get method which will accept one URL. So when people call it, it should navigate to some URL. That's all.
okay, yeah, got it.
You see, get title. There are hell lot of method. Find element. Do you see this? Nothing got implementation here.
Mm-hmm,
Do
okay,
you see any code here? No, right? They have just written the look methods, but they you don't have any code here. Do you see?
yeah,
No
okay,
method, no code at all. So who will implement this code? Chrome driver. Chrome driver will implement in a Chrome specific way. Edge driver will
okay,
implement in Edge specific way. Firefox
okay,
driver will implement in Firefox specific way.
yeah, go,
Safari driver will implement in Safari specific way, like that.
okay,
The beauty of this interface is like, see, if you have a RBI bank, we have RBI, right?
mm-hmm,
Which defines some set of rules, isn't it?
mm-hmm,
Those rules are being followed by SBI, HDFC, ICICI Bank. The functionalities are same. Get
mm-hmm,
balance, create account, login. You see, like the set of functionalities are same. We're
okay,
just following the rules.
okay,
So they have declared all these methods, couple of methods. This methods implementation provided by different guys,
okay,
like Chrome driver, Edge driver, like that. Okay. So like
okay,
by control click, you can check any code. Let's say if you want to check the Chrome driver code, you can just control click on it. And inside the Chrome driver, it extends Chromium driver. So we have to go to the Chromium driver. And here in the Chromium driver, they have written a lot of methods here. Let's see. Select cast link. Okay. Oh, you have quit method. Do you see here? Quit method.
Mm-hmm.
They have this quit method they have implemented like this. I mean, um, again, it will go to, they have extended one more class. So we have to go here again.
Okay.
And here they might have written the code for all of it, I guess. Let's see. In it, they have written, let me show you quickly. You see, get method code here they have written.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they are calling some driver command and get. So this is how get title, get current URL, get screenshot, print method, find element method. Do you see? They have written
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of it.
got it.
Okay. So you can even see in Java, everything is class. People write some classes for us. We are just importing them. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what in the initially I told like about Maven repository. That's what I told. So now what happens when you install Selenium dependency here is we'll be getting all the jar files. In the jar files, we'll be having all the code
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at any jar file, it will be having all the code here. Those classes we are simply implementing here. Sorry, importing and we're using it. That's all. That's how it is
Okay.
working. Make sense for you?
Yeah. Yes.
At
Oh,
least
got
little,
it.
little. You are connecting the dots, right? Little, little dots. You
Oh,
don't need
yeah.
to anything, but yeah, you at least you got the contact. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. I got it now. I'll practice this.
And now, likewise, I have to. I have not added assertions. Okay, you have to add the assertions in the test level, not in the page level. You have to add the assertions in the test level, like asset dot asset
Yeah. Here
true.
you're writing it under click cart button, right?
Yeah. So now what
So,
I will be doing is I have clicked the card button, right?
mm-hmm.
I will be checking like whether it navigated to card button or not. That's what the scenario.
Okay.
Okay.
So assert,
So
you can assert any text or any actions
yes.
too.
Let's find this text. Okay. Your shopping cart is empty. Let's copy this text. Let's use this one. Class equals like so it is matching two elements. Huh? Okay, it's matching shopping cart. It's matching this one. Mat card header. Let's use mat card header. This is also mat card header. Okay, we can simply write XPath. If you feel like confusion, we can simply write XPath. Mat card title. Here I will be writing forward slash, and I will be saying this class is not unique actually, so we cannot use it. Text equals this one, right? So let's copy this text and let's paste it here. We got the match. Okay. You just remember, okay, this is a tag you have to use every time. Tag forward slash tag name and text is equal to whatever the text we have here. Okay.
Okay.
You clear with it, right? This is the tag name, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, here div is the tag name. In this
Yeah.
case, this is the tag name.
Yes, yes.
Starting piece of thing, okay? Don't get confused, okay? Now I'll be saying that I have to write one more here actually in the home page. I have to write like um, public void get uh, cart cart page header text something like this, and this should be string. You can also keep it boolean as well, like boolean and you should say driver dot find element, and we have to declare our element here by uh, cart cart page header. Okay, like this I'm doing by dot xpath, right? So let's write our xpath. Okay, let's copy paste it here, and here we will say uh, cart page header dot is displayed. Okay, now we will store it in some status. Now we will return that status to the calling method. So what we are doing here, we are verifying whether this card page header is displayed or not,
Mm-hmm.
and we are storing the status in this variable, and we are returning the status.
Okay.
Now, whoever called this method, let's say in this test case, I will say here I will say home dot get card page header text. Okay. Now it will return true or false. If it is true, then my test case will pass. If it is
Okay.
not true, my test case will fail. That simple it is.
Okay.
Okay. So you see, this method is returning true or false status.
Mm-hmm.
If it is visible, it will return true. If it is not visible, it will return false.
Okay.
Okay. And we are writing assertion. I mean, we are writing one assertion. The beauty of this assertion is if it is visible, it will mark this test case as failure. Okay. If it is
Mm-hmm.
not visible, it will mark this as failure. If it
Okay.
is visible, it will mark this as pass.
Okay.
Okay. That's why you need to write the assertion.
All right. Yeah.
Now you see, oh, it failed. Why it failed? Click the card button. Let's see why it failed. Element click intercept exception, it is saying. Other element would receive the click map. Wait. Okay, that card button locator is not good, it is saying. Let's write some other thing. Card button role image mat icon. Mat icon.
You have class also, right?
Actually, see this card icon is available in couple of places. You
Mm-hmm.
see,
Okay.
so we have to write in a way. Let's see, div at the rate class. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Inside that one, I will write mat icon.
Okay.
Okay, you see now it's pointing to right one. So how I did this? Firstly, I identified the top element which is containing all these four. Okay, so this
Mm-hmm.
is the one. I just navigated. That's all. I just navigated top, top, top.
Okay.
Under this, I have this mat icon. Okay, these things might be under one more div, right? All these things. So that's how you can different. You just need to over like you just need to take like preceding and following elements so that you will get to know you can use it basically
Okay.
by from parent to child or child to parent like that. Okay, this
Okay.
XPath is a very diverse concept. I can explain if you want in some class. It's a very diverse concept. This one I will update it. Okay, I will say like XPath. Now let's check it out this time. Oh, we are still getting the failures. It's saying something is overriding. So if you get these kind of issues, right, like it's not clickable at point, these are like
Other
somewhat heavy
element
cases.
is it is yeah, it is fine. It has found some other element.
Yeah. Actually, there's nothing, but yeah, it might
Yeah, that's
be
fine. Yeah.
happening. Yeah. So
When
in
I
this,
try this, I will find out.
no, no. See, these kind of issues are like somewhat tough to
Mm-hmm.
solve.
Okay.
Okay. What you need to do is, if you get those kind of issues, you have to use JavaScript executor. Okay.
Okay.
What you have to use? JavaScript executor. JavaScript is like No matter what, it will do that. Script executor. Okay, and you have to pass. You have to write like this. So you are saying like driver, you are converting our driver to JavaScript executor,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to say like js dot execute script, and here you have to write like in the right side you have to pass our this one. Okay, instead of Selenium click, we are going to do JavaScript click. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, and you have to write arguments of zero. Arguments of zero means nothing but this is the zeroth argument. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the one which you see is the zeroth argument. Okay, let's say if you have written one more argument here. Okay, this will be one argument.
Okay.
Okay, like that. So I'm saying like arguments of zero dot click, which means on this particular element you perform the click
Okay.
using JavaScript. Okay, let's see it now. It worked. You see? Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes some elements will give you some issues. In those cases, we can use JavaScript executor. Okay.
Okay.
We have to just convert our driver to JavaScript format. This piece of line says like you're typecasting our driver to
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript executor
Yeah.
and you're using the JavaScript executor to click.
Okay.
And on which element you're clicking? This element.
Okay.
Okay. I guess that's all. In the next classes, maybe we'll create some more pages like this
Okay.
and you can check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Karthik.
Stop. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
Sandra.
Thank you.
Thank you.